Rogers pitching, his third start against the Jays this year. In Rogers' first two, 20 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed, 2 wins. Joe Carter would change a lot of that. In the second, already up 3-0 Toronto. Carter singles in Alomar. Molitor to follow. 5-0 Jays. The lead 6-3 in the sixth. Carter again. This one a shot to left center with Devon White on first, on his horse, and on it. A 4 RBI night for Carter, and the Jays lead 7-3. But Texas battles back down 7-5. Juan Gonzalez takes one to deep left. 27 homers, tied with Bonds for the Major League lead. We're tied at 7 to the 9th. Chris Carpenter facing John Olerud to right field, and the ballpark would not hold it. The king of the road with 19 homers. The average back at an even 400 with that hit. Olerud, a 10-game hitting streak. The Jays rally to come back and win this game 8-7. Safely, including Robin Yount in the first. A single up the middle, and Pat Listach will score, and the Brewers lead 1-0. Top of the fifth, Darrell Hamilton at the plate. Line drive. Gets McDowell right off the side / back of the right knee. He's okay, but he can't get Hamilton. He stayed in the game and settled down. The offense gets going for the Sox. A 4-run fifth is extended even further by Bo. His 8th of the year, opposite field, as the fireworks are lit off. Bo also had 3 RBI. He and George Bell alternating at DH. Whoever gets hot gets the job. Chicago gets the win, staying first, 7-2. 12 hits over 7 for McDowell, but 15 wins, best in the bigs. Milwaukee has lost 7 in a row. Third place, KC, trying to stay within 3. In Detroit, Kevin Appier looking for 6 straight. Didn't start well. Tony Phillips leads off the game with a homer, and the Tigers lead 1-0, but the Royals play long ball in the second. Kevin McReynolds off this Gullickson hanging curve. Is there any part of Tiger Stadium that doesn't have an ad on it, by the way? It's getting disgusting. 2-1 Royals. It's a beautiful park. Greg Gagne took over. In the fifth, single to right field with a couple on. Felix Jose and Gary Gaetti make their way between the billboards. Then history in the ninth. Gagne hits this Mark Leiter pitch into the upper deck, and it's later in the show, but did you know that is the 10,000th home run at the corners of Michigan and Trumbull? First ballpark to reach the 10,000 mark. Ballparks get records now. KC wins by 6. Apier's won 6 straight. Detroit has lost 21 of its last 28. From the quality pitching file, Travis Fryman walked in the 8th and scored after 3 Enrique Burgos wild pitches.
To Mark Whitten looking for some serious insurance. When this guy hits a home run, it's deep. It's a monster blast, about 450 feet. His 5th homer since the break. Bottom 8, Cards lead 6-3. Omar Oliveras walks Chris Jones. Then he walks Freddie Benavides on 4 pitches. Cards lead down to 1. Joe Torre's team then was tied with the Rocks. And then dramatic stuff off of Todd Burns. Dante Bichette doing the job. Don Zimmer sending Roberto Mejia. And Mejia is thrown out at the plate. Check it out again. Why did Don Zimmer send him? That's what they were asking at the time, but everyone forgot about Don's call. 2 batters later, when Gerald Clark sends a fly ball to center, St. Louis needs a strong throw by Ray Langford. They get the strong throw, but Bichette beats it, and the Rockies win dramatically 7-6. Must have been something in the air with the National League second-place teams both losing. The Braves and Cards blowing it in the 9th. Bob Tewksbury's string of consecutive innings without giving up a walk snapped. Weeks back when he collected 9 RBI against the Phils. This time, his Major League tying 27th home run for Bonds. It put the Giants up 1-0. Just 2 batters later, Kurt Manwaring against Terry Mulholland, and Manwaring now with 25 less home runs than his teammate Barry Bonds. It gave the Giants a 2-0 lead, 1 of 2 hits for Manwaring. As for John Burkett, looking good for San Francisco. He needed a good outing. His concentration was there, and so was his fastball. 6 Ks for Burkett. His 14th victory as the Giants beat the Phils 4-1. Burkett allowed just 5 hits and 7 1/3 after giving up 18 hits in back-to-back losses. Robbie Thompson back after 3 weeks with a strained quadricep muscle. He had 2 hits. The Braves looking to keep pace in Pittsburgh. Top of the first, Paul Wagner, some control problems, I would say. The wild pitch gets by Tom Prince. Good enough to score Deion Sanders from third, 1-0 Atlanta. Top of the 5th, it was 3-1 Braves. Dave Justice looking for one right down the middle, and he gets it. Justice, home run number 22 on the year. 4-1 Braves. Jeff Blauser also homered in this game. Atlanta coming through with some great defense as well. Tom Prince, the grounded to short. And then Mark Lemke turns the DP despite being clobbered right there by Kevin Young. Now, here's the good part. at least if you're a Pittsburgh fan. Bottom of the ninth, 7-5 Braves. Jay Howell trying to close. Forget about it. Dave Clark singles in Jay Bell. Pirates within one. Next batter, 2 out, 3-2 pitch to Kevin Young. Kevin Young finds some room. Dave Justice goes for drama instead of playing it safe. Lloyd McClendon scores a tying run. And then here comes Dave Clark with a game-winning run. A 4-run ninth for the Pirates as they shock the Braves. The improbable Pirate comeback comes against a Braves team who was 48-2 when leading after 8 innings this year. They're now 10 back of first. As for Fred McGriff, his third game as a Brave was his first without an RBI.
Cleveland facing Jeff Nudis. His team up 1-0 in the fourth. Greg Linton, the shot to third. Alvaro Espinoza, the backhand, off-balance throw. Paul Sorrento, the good tag, gets the out. Next hitter. Oh, so much for a perfect game or thoughts of it. Third homer in as many games for Junior. Number 24 has 25 on the year. We're tied at 1. Tied at 2 in the 6th. Felix Fermin to left. Off of Chris Bosio. It's a base hit. Linton comes up firing. Paul Sorrento running. He is out at the plate. Inning over. Top of the 7th. Still tied at 2. 2-out rally. Omar Vizquel takes it the other way. The base hit. Tino Martinez gives him the lead. 3-2. What about the bullpen? Brian Holman in the closer role gets Carlos Martinez to bounce out with the game on the line. And the Mariners win by the score 3-2. Brad Holman, not Brian Holman. It's a flashback, Mike. Starter Chris Bosio gets his first win since he broke his collarbone in late April. That's 3 straight for the M's. They've beaten Cleveland 8 of their last 9.
Inning, no outs, bases loaded for the very dangerous Tim Salmon, but not this time. Salmon grounds into the 6-4-3 double play. Angels score an unearned run right there. Then comes the pinstripe power. Danny Tartable first. Paul O'Neill back-to-back homers. Then Mike Stanley in the 6th. That's his 15th. In the 7th, Don Mattingly. He's been hot. His 8th. Next up, Danny Tartable, the 2nd on the night, and we should show you this one, and we do. His 18th of the year. 5 of the 10 Yankee hits were home runs in this game. Meanwhile, Jim Abbott scattered 5 hits over 8 innings. He had 6 strikeouts. Gary DiSarcino, one of the victims. Yankees in a blowout, 12-1. Jim Abbott scattering 5 hits over 8 to win his first against his ex-mates. With a victory, the Yanks now tied with Boston.
In a game, hosting Ricky and the A's. What a night for Henderson. In the first, Scott Fletcher hits it. Ricky coming on with a great diving catch. But later, Scott Cooper at the plate. Huge shot to left. Ricky loses it, maybe in the lights. It's an error. You want more, Ricky, you get it. A's lead 4-3. Cooper, the shot to left. Henderson going after it. Whoa, hey, falls down. It is a double. A couple of hitters later, there are 2 on for Fletcher. Another shot to left. We're keeping you busy, Ricky. Cooper and Valentin will score, and the Sox take a 7-4 lead. Earlier, Henderson homered. Up again later against Danny Darwin, and takes him to left and into the net, and you know, Ricky admires it. A little conversation starting between Darwin and Ricky as he clears the bases. And the conversation continues. Everyone empties out and looks at each other. Cooler heads prevail. Tied at 7 in the 8th. Big hit, Mike Greenwell to right. Scott Fletcher around from second. Will beat Dave Henderson's throw. Adding another one, the Sox go on to win 9-7. Their 7th straight win. Todd Van Poppel started, pitched well up until the 3rd, got in trouble, and then lost. Now, about that little incident with Darwin and Ricky. After the game...
The first, Kirby Puckett takes Sutcliffe deep. Now check out where the ball lands, right off the seats. It should be a home run for Kirby, but the ump said it was off the bag and in play, so Shane Mack scored on the RBI double for Puckett. Bottom of the 3rd, 3-2 Twins. Dave Winfield hitting .398 the last 2 weeks. Sends one that way, and Mike Devereaux and Brady Anderson have all sorts of trouble. Ken Herbeck chugging along. He does score. Winfield with 2 RBIs in the game, 4-2 Twins. It was 5-2 Twins when with the bases loaded, Puckett delivers, Pat Mears scores. Sutcliffe finished after just 3 1/3. He gave up 6 of the Twins, 8 runs. Minnesota's 4th straight victory. It moves them past Oakland out of the cellar in the AL West. Willie Banks worked 5+ to earn
Astrodome for the highlights, and Harkey in trouble. Game tied at 4 in the 6th. Luis Gonzalez gets all of this pitch over the fence and right, meets some seats, and the Stros take a 5-4 lead, and they roll on in that same inning. Craig Biggio, the liner to center. Chris Donalds and Duhar Cedeno score. 4 RBI night for Biggio, 8-4 Stros. Lone highlight for the Cubs. Bagwell, the high foul pop. What about Rick Wilkins? Terrific play. For the catcher's been hitting wonderfully this year. Houston wins at 9-4. Stros, 14-game homestand. This is their last chance if they want to get in the race. Brian Williams, career best 8 strikeouts. And how generic are the 93 Cubs? This is the 23rd time they've been at 500 this year. In Florida, Jack Armstrong beat old teammate Tom Browning earlier in the year. reverse it on Thursday night as the Reds win 7-3. Juan Samuel and Reggie, no relation to Larry Sanders, homering in this one.
Walker in the top of the fourth, and Walker wins this battle. Going the opposite way, a two-run home run, his 13th of the year. Expos led 2-zip. Top of the sixth, Expos do more damage. Moises Alou, what a game he had. 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, scoring 2 of them with this shot in the corner. Expos were up 6-0. Same inning, key play, the Expos rub it in. Ken Hill grounding one Kurt Stillwell's way, and Stillwell has all sorts of trouble with his throw. 3-run score on that error, 9-0 Expos. They score 5 in the 6th. And they go on to the 10-5 victory. Montreal ends up scoring just 1 earned run less than Andy Beach. Here's why. Dodgers look like the Dodgers of last year, making error after error after error. Mike Piazza can't handle it. Jeff Kent scores on the plate, 2-0 Mets. That's just 1 error. Next up, Tim Bogar, the grounder to third. Corey Snyder's throw pulls Eric Karras off the bag. That's error number 2. 4-0 Mets already. Then Chico Walker, the grounder, Jody Reed. That's error number 3. That allowed Eddie Murray the chance to do this. Eddie Murray going deep, his 14th of the year. He has been hot. 7-0 Mets. Murray would add another home run. Trailing by 5 in the 9th didn't matter. Anthony Young, what's this? He didn't end his losing streak, but he did get his first save of the year. His first save, as a matter of fact, since September 22nd of last year. Nice to hear something positive about AY.
Kevin Kennedy's team down but not out. Bottom of the 7th, still 5-3. Pat Hinkins pitching. Gary Ritas singles to left, scoring Doug Strange. Rangers down 1, still in the 7th. Mark Eichhorn pitching. Juan Gonzalez, the grounder. Rafael Palmeiro is out at second, but Jeff Houston scores. We're tied at 5. Then still in the 7th. Pudge into pinch hit with a shot up the middle. Nice stop by Fernandez, but Dean Palmer is safe. Rita scores at 6-5. Cito Gaston sees a win slip away as the Rangers win by that final 6-5. Former Jay Tom Hankey struck out the side in the 9th for his 21st save. Texas has won 3 of its last 4. Hutton gets some great defensive help from Pat Kelly at the top of the 2nd. He robs J.T. Snow. Bottom of the 2nd, Mike Stanley gets a hold of this Mark Langston pitch. A solo shot to left. Ties the game at 1. All that Stanley's 16th homer of the year. Top of the 6th, Luis Polonia on first. Hutton throws over to Mattingly. The ball goes off his glove. Gary DiSarcina scores. Polonia goes to second. Angels up 2-1. Bottom of the 6th, the Yankees come back. Mark Langston serves a single to Bernie Williams up the middle. Mattingly comes around to score. Yanks up 3-2. Who says fans don't want to go to the Bronx? Well, that's a reason not to go. The Yankees go on to win by a final of 5-2. Mark Hutton tossed a 3-hitter over 8 innings in his major league debut. Steve Favre pitched a perfect 9th for his 19th save and first in a month. On the hill for the Orioles, here he gets Dave Winfield to bounce into the 5-4-3 DP. 3rd inning, O's leading 1-0. Brady Anderson on second. Mike Devereaux singles up the middle. Anderson comes around to score. 2-0 O's. The night belonged to Fernando. Kent Herbeck. Oh, he's frozen on this pitch. And then the rookie, Pat Mears, a good view as Fernando paints the inside quarter. The Orioles with the win 5-1. Fernando with his 3rd complete game in 5 starts and 4th of the season. He scattered 6 hits in snapping the Twins' 4-game winning streak. The Orioles have won 10